Today is October 6th, 2025. And on today, I got really great sleep. Actually, I slept from probably 3 a.m. until 2 p.m. And so I got really great sleep. After I woke up though, I started to think about my next door neighbor, who has done so many different things for us, always thoughtful about us. Me and her share the same birthday and everything. And so I just been thinking about her for the past couple of days, and it's been really weird. Like, why haven't I saw her? And so I called her phone, and her phone was disconnected. So I thought that to be very strange, because for the 14-15 years that I've known her, I've never gotten that message before. So now my heart is racing. So what's going on? So in my phone next is somebody who I thought was her daughter, but it's actually not her daughter. It is her granddaughter. I call her number next, and I wasn't quite sure how to approach it, because I know her granddaughter, but I don't know her like I know her. My next door neighbor was like somebody, when I would be standing to the bus stop with my kids and stuff, she would stop and stay there and talk till well after the kids done got on the bus and gone on and everything. And so I called her, in some kind of way the words made it out of my mouth, what I was calling about. And I just said to her, I was like, I've been looking for your mom, and I haven't seen her in a minute. And she was like, my grandma? And I was like, well, I always thought you to be her daughter. But she was like, yeah, well, she passed away in June. When she said that, like, I can just feel my heart breaking to pieces. I even thought about, it's like, how could you miss that her birthday is on the same day as your birthday? But also this year, when my birthday came around, I didn't have much thought of my birthday. I'd have had so many different things on my mind, and just thinking about it is like, God, you must be the worst neighbor ever. That you didn't know that your neighbor passed away. But again, that's something I always tell y'all, is with everything that happened, the first thing I go to is how to make myself be the worst person ever. And then I had to think about it and say, well, Shauna, you've been going through and learning how to get through your own situation. So how could it be that you were the worst neighbor? Then I went back and looked at my phone and looked at that she had been following me on YouTube, and I didn't know it. And the last message that she wrote me in my phone was, you have all of my hugs. And I told her thank you, and that she is an inspiration, because through her cancer, she never complained or know anything. You would always see her out there cutting her yard, her grass and all of that stuff, her outside with her dogs and everything. Never complained. Her granddaughter told me she had cancer for 14 years And she never said anything to me until she lost all of her hair and everything. Then that's when she talked to me about it. But I didn't know. And I did realize that she had lost a significant amount of weight. And you just wait for that, because I'm gonna tell you what she said about that situation to her granddaughter, that her granddaughter shared with me was classic her. But yeah, I always go to thinking the worst of myself first. But in the message she said that she have some bad days. Those days you're gonna have, but ultimately God is not finished with us. And that was in May that she wrote me that God is not finished with us yet, and we gonna be okay. Which let me know, on some different levels. But it also made like a little bit of confusion inside of me hearing the news. But as soon as the confusion tried to show up, and the confusion that I'm talking about is to know that somebody passed away that that's going through the same thing that I'm going through. Sometimes it can kind of knock you off your square, right? But the next thing her granddaughter began to tell me, that I was able to get a laugh in, and she said, well, Mom was saving mayonnaise jars so that they can split the ashes up. This is totally my next door neighbor. She was always very funny. She would always say things that just had you cracking up all the time. So she said she was saving mayonnaise jars, and when she passed away, they went to look for the mayonnaise jars, and the mayonnaise jars were no longer there. But she said what she did was replace the mayonnaise jars with baby food jars. And in the bag, she left a note that read, there was no need for the mayonnaise jars anymore because there's not that much of me left. So I switched to these baby jars, and she had the baby jars inside of one Ziploc bag to them. So that made me laugh, and I was like, classic her. But also at the end of that story was her granddaughter also found out that through her going through her situation is that she got a surprise baby that is coming. So a lot of good things at the end. But yeah, I am so sad to find out that information, that it won't be those days anymore. But 14 years of fighting that fight, and losing, not to cancer, but just losing such an amazing person as herself would give you the shirt off her back. So the one thing I can say is, with the heart that she had, I hope she's in heaven having a better time than any of us could ever have here on this earth. Because she was an amazing person in real life. So thank you to her granddaughter for sharing those last laughs that she had left behind. and to the person that's taking care of her animals, because she was a loved animals, loved. I think she had somewhere upwards about 8 to 10 dogs, and took care of them. I don't think anybody can take care of her animals the way she took care of them, but just such a good person. And I don't know what my response would have been had I found out during the time that it was happening, me even going through my cancer journey right now. And people are telling me to stop saying my cancer, but it's the journey that I'm going through. I might misspeak it, but I'm fully aware of my thought process. When my words come out, you know, I ain't thinking of I'm claiming anything. So I just want y'all to know that. But it is a journey that I'm passing through. It's not here to stay. But yeah, to the ones who taking care of her animals and everything, I hope you have the patience and the you know, half of what she had going, you know. But yeah, that's how my day is, and I'm not going to continue to cry about it. I'm going to just, it's a part of life, and this is Life with Tashana.